Man, lots of movement in women's wrestling the last year. Lots of states,
Crazy.
including my home state, Missouri, adding wrestling. Compare where the sport is in terms of women's side now to when you were in full swing.
I mean, shoot, when I first started in Fargo, my first year in Fargo was 2003 as an athlete, and we had 2 girls from Team Washington go. And then now, I mean, Team Washington kills it every year. On the college side, there's over 30 schools that offer
amazing.
scholarships. So it's crazy, it's blowing up, and it's exciting. So I'm happy to still be around it, even though I deal mostly with men's wrestling. But, you know, I like to volunteer and do women's wrestling when I can.
Nice. If you could go back and talk to yourself right when you started wrestling, what advice would you give yourself after what you know today?
I probably would have talked to my friends into it, actually, because it was back in the day with Washington it was Natasha Momoto, Sammy Lang, and I, and Whitney Condor, and that's it. And then I wish I could go back. How many years now? It's 2011, Melissa, and tell her to keep wrestling. Finish the ACL rehab.
I think anybody that didn't finish,
I know.
would say that to themselves when they have time for it to be hindsight. But
I know. Whitney Condor's 30. She made the world team, Washington State, so that's exciting. So, I'm always like, man, Link Davis, I was talking to him last night. He ripped into me a little bit, said we all should still be competing. Natasha, Michaela Hutchinson, myself. He's like, you guys are all coaching. You should still be competing. But
what do you think about the world team going to Budapest?
Oh, I'm pumped. I mean, men's and women's team were stacked. Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Well, hey, I will playing my part. Not only Missouri adds women's wrestling, but I'm running the Fall Brawl with Jason Hesloff, those blue chip guys, adding high school women's division for the first time this year.
That's awesome.
Thoughts?
That's
and it's freestyle.
I like that. That's amazing. Anytime you can add a women's division to these big tournaments is good. North Carolina, our WRAL tournament, we're going to add a women's division in it. So I'm working with a coach in North Carolina to do that. So it's huge that Super 32 offers that as well.
So cool.
It's
That's
amazing.
so much fun watching.
Anytime you can get the girls to a bigger tournament and wrestle somebody outside of, the people that they wrestle every single day, or because some states, there's a small handful, so they just cycle through and wrestle each other 14 times a year. So it's nice to have these opportunities for them.
Why wrestling?
Why?
You're clearly, you competed, you coach.
I didn't have a choice, I don't think. I mean, my dad got me into it when I was 4 or 5, so I don't know any better.
Nice.
I'm one of those crazy ones.
Well, wrestling's lucky to have you. Thank you for injecting some energy into the sport.